pretty much state.
Right.
You're working with the state and the people in the state. The embassy is government to government, national government to our national government, and it handles all of our citizens nationally, across the U.S. They handle. We have another consulate in Arkansas that deals with our citizens in Arkansas, because we have a large amount of people living in Arkansas.
You mentioned that the health services downstairs reports to the Ministry of Health. Yeah?
Yes, Ministry of Health.
Which office does this?
The office we report to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so we're under the Foreign Ministry.
Another question regarding migration, I guess. It was brought in our last interview with the FSM Consul, so we thought we'd ask it here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some of our citizens do bad things in the state,
Mm-hmm.
in mainland, elsewhere, and they go to jail, and sometimes they get deported. And someone asked, is there any legislation that would keep ex-convicts from leaving our nation? So is there any that you're aware of in the Marshals?
You mean leaving from coming back to the States, or?
Yeah, from leaving the
Marshall
Islands to America.
Yes, we have that already in place in the Marshall Islands. The U.S. Embassy works with our Attorney General's office and the courts in getting the files and the people's names that are on our red list. You can call it red list, and they cannot board the plane. They'll either stop them there or get stopped there. Matter of fact, last week there was a person that tried to leave the islands without, paying his court fines, and they caught him there.
Wow.
And also, there was a gentleman who entered last month who was on parole in Arizona, I think, and left and went back home without telling the parole officer. It was like 10 years ago, and he tried to come back in last month and was caught, and he didn't understand. So
confused there, left your parole officer.
Yeah, so that's in place.
Right, yeah, that's good stuff. Do you know how many Marshallese are living out here in Hawaii right now?
We're estimating about 6,000. About 6,000 Marshallese here.
That's a solid number.
Yeah, but the U.S. Census was just conducted last year, and we worked really hard with the census. We had them come here also, and we had citizens working with them to make sure that they went to the Marshallese homes here in Hawaii, because they'll be more comfortable with their own local people going to talk to them instead of outside.
So how many Marshallese are in the mainland? Do you know?
Oh, all over the states.
Rough estimate?
Roughly, they're probably close to 8,000 to 9,000 in Arizona. Or in Arkansas only.
Cool.
California's probably got 4,000 there. And you have to remember, our total population of Marshallese worldwide is about 65,000.
Oh, that's a big number. So, the growth rate. What's the growth rate of Marshallese coming in? Do you know?
I can't really tell you. I can't. It's hard.
Hard to estimate. Yeah.
Yeah, hard to estimate, because a family could come here for a week to live with friends and family, and find it's hard to get a job here, and then they'll send one family member ahead to Arkansas, find a job, so they'll move there. So there's no mechanism on monitoring those people.
All right, I'm going to pull some questions brought by our viewers. What are you doing to help Marshallese transition into living here, like in terms of their education, housing, healthcare, employment?
We help educate them on what they need. Like I said before, in getting into schools, like school records, and we also I'm involved with a group called MAC, the Micronesian Health Advisory Coalition, and through that group, it's an NGO group. we have had some grants that we are training Micronesians to become translators, and this helps because we send them out to help the people in the health, education, and other social fields in translating and making them understand. So we work closely with these kind of groups because they make our jobs easier here in the office. And so we do outreach work too also when we have activities at different places where there's a lot of concentration of Micronesian or Marshallese. We'll go out there and provide passports, assistance. We'll go out there to provide translations of what they need during these activities.
So basically, you're doing a lot.
We try.
Do you guys provide any forms that your citizens may need, like scholarship applications, forms?
We don't provide. They can get those online,
Right.
From our RMI embassy site. And then if they don't have access to computers or things like that, then we tell them to come to the office and we'll print them out and assist them in those. And even with I-94, that's the form that you come.
Right. They stamp
Homeland gives
immigration.
you, gives you. You lose that. That's $320 to get replaced. But that's through the U.S. government, not the Marshall Islands. And people always say, "Can you bring that down? It costs a lot." I said, "Sorry, that's not our government."
Yeah, I've experienced that actually. A big issue here in Hawaii, Oahu, a lot of Micronesians are homeless. What's your take on the situation, and what does the consulate do? Anything about that?
We try try to talk to them and find out why they're homeless, and there are a lot of reasons they are homeless, and sending them back home will not resolve the problem. But we have talked to them. There are people that are not patient to go through the procedures the state requires to obtain housing. You need to live in a shelter for so many weeks or months to wait for opening at the housing department, and some don't like that. Other issues, they have criminal records, we come to find out. Other issues, they want to be homeless. It's hard to say that, but I've talked to at least one or two of them that it's hard for them because they've gone through the procedures and they didn't follow the rules, so they cannot get housing anymore.
So you guys try your best though, yeah?
Yes. I've met with HPD and other agencies that deal with the homeless around the Kakako area.
Yeah.
Because also the problem is vandalisms and also things like that. They're complaining about, but I'm planning a meeting here with them to find out, what is really going on and what can the office do or what can you do.
Yeah, it's not just Marshallese. Like there's a lot of
but I think just to go down and sit with them and talk to them and see what the problem is, instead of hearing a lot of problems from different people saying, "Hey, they say this, they say that."
Next question. For those of us who don't understand, can you explain the agreement between the U.S. military and Kwajalein?
I'll try. The military use of agreement with the military and the Marshall Islands government has been signed, but the most important one is the land use agreement between the landowners of Kwajalein and the Marshall Islands government. So the agreement between the two governments is there, But the agreement between the Marshall Islands government and the landowners has not been signed, and that's going to expire in 2016. That's the hold up in the new compact, a new agreement. The compact has been signed, but the LUA, the land use agreement, has not been signed. And we have to remember that the government of the Marshall Islands does not own a piece of land in the Marshall Islands, not one single.
Right.
Everything belongs to a family and the chiefs.
Landowners.
Yeah. There are 11 islands that are leased by the U.S. government to use at Kwajalein Atoll. And those islands belong to the landowners of Kwajalein. And right now, there's still disagreements between the chiefs, because those are the guys that need to sign the LUA. There are 4 chiefs of Kwajalein. 3 of them are agreeing, 1 is still thinking. So the land use agreement is the one being held up between the Marshall Islands government and the landowners of Kwajalein.
Compact ends 2023.
2023.
So you think that's going to get another renewal, or?
If the land use agreement is signed, then I think we'll get extended compact for 2023.
Let me ask this question. It has to do with this whole thing. It's asked by one of our readers, Mr. Cody R. Jack, inquires about the trust fund. If it is believed to be enough, the trust fund that was created, if it is believed to be enough to fund the government, what will be done to keep it that way and possibly streamline to lessen the consumption of money? And if it's, not enough, what can we do what will be done to see that we have enough money to operate the government without actually touching the principal sum?
The principal sum. A lot of people are saying that the money that's put into the trust fund would be enough, but also a lot of